Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comments section. Always happy to hear from you. In the description below, you'll also find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just add mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff now. So basically, we're still looking at a couple of the same options. We're still looking for this fourth wave confirmation for a five-wave structure. And basically, what we want to see here is either a deeper move into this zone, or we need to push up one more time to complete this orange wave. So we're looking at this in two ways. There's either this third wave still being in play, or alternatively, it completes here, and we're looking at a more corrective structure, looking for a bigger fourth. So we're going to go over both those options. We were looking at some potential moves from here as a 1-2. For the most part, they are invalidated, but if we do actually move past this 25552, effectively we can argue that we still have a move here where this is a truncated fifth and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, basically looking to target this area with the third wave. Though it's not my most well, it's not my preferred count within the move anymore. So basically, what we can argue is that we still have this third wave to play out, and that potentially we could actually be within a fifth here. So the only way that I can see that would make sense now is if we have something like this playing out, where we're forming a diagonal structure, where this becomes a 1, 2. We're going to form some additional three-wave structure here to the upside for a 3, 4, and basically a 5 to the upside. So this could be something that could play out. And there's only one rule with this basically is that we couldn't cross this yellow line here, this 24394 with this wave 3. So if we do get this play out, effectively we want to see this third wave come in here, and we don't want to see it cross this zone. So theoretically what could happen here is we could see we have this channel line here, the central channel line of the bigger channel that we're in, and this top channel that we've been kind of playing within for a while now. So it is possible, so we could see this as a three-wave move bouncing between these 2 points until eventually it breaks down. Um, if this does play out as a diagonal, we'd have to just be careful to see whether this becomes a 1-2. But as soon as we lose this low point of this 22,500, effectively it would invalidate that anyway. So, we just need to see how this plays out within here. This would be the only way I could see it. The only other way we could argue is, like I said, that we look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into here with a truncation. This is a wave 2, but the thing is it would have come really deep, so that's why I don't really like the structure as a wave 2. But nevertheless, if we do push up past this 552 area, we can argue that this move over here was a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd be looking for that fifth wave. So if this does play to the upside, like you would be looking for this evidence of this fourth wave and then that continuation to the upside. So that's what we'll be looking for if we are maintaining this zone. But if we start to lose this 22,500, but all of these bullish cases where we have this push up now are invalidated, and either we'd have to look at this fifth wave as potentially completing into this zone here, and this is the third, and then we start with this move to the downside, or alternatively, we'll have to keep a track of the move starting from back there. So that's just something that could still be playing out within this structure. So we could just got to give it a bit of time and see what happens. The other way we were looking at it, like we were talking about, is that effectively this third wave has completed here, and we've been talking about this potential for a flat correction here for a while. It is possible that we could complete this flat as a running flat, something like this, and actually we look to progress to the upside from here. Though I don't really like that structure. It is possible though, because we have completed within this channel, and sometimes these moves do complete within these channels. If this is the case, effectively our fifth wave target from this area, if we look to push up, would be, if I come onto this high point here, we get down into this low point, this 2552 to this 2472 zone. So we could see that that would actually bring us back up potentially into touching this channel line here. And it depends how we actually get up there, because like I said, if we get a move up past this 2552 area, then we can argue that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it would just be still within that previous third wave, still within this third wave here, effectively. So yeah, I mean that's somewhere if we do look to start to form impulsive structure here, but then we wouldn't want to lose this low point again of this 22,500, like I said. Alternatively, we were looking at this in a couple of ways. One thing I do want to say is it is also possible that this B wave is still in play. So we need to just give this a bit of space because we can see that actually if this B wave extended out slightly, it would make it more proportionate to this A wave. So we need to just be careful here that even if we do get a 5-wave structure to the upside, it could just be the C wave in this B wave here. So what that would mean is within this move, we have a 3-wave move for this B. So we get a 3, 3, 5 to the upside here as a flat. So as a flat, this could actually look to just break above this A wave high point here, and then actually look to reject. So if we continue to move around within this channel area, it is possible that we could see something like this play out, where actually what happens is we bounce around like this, and then at the end we actually form a 5-wave structure down for that C wave. And this would make this a much bigger flat correction with this is an A, B, and then looking for that C wave to the downside. So the target zone we're still looking to target out is potentially this previous structure here. We were talking about this 20,354 as the 0.382 area, but we're also talking about the top of this previous channel here, and also the channel that we've broken out of here. We could actually potentially come back to retest these. We haven't actually moved back and touched any of these channels again, so retest would be quite likely in my opinion. So we just need to be a bit wary on that fact. This could start to break down from here, or alternatively, we could see one more push to the upside here in a 5-wave structure, and then look to break down from that point. So that's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on. We were talking about. I'm going to remove this off the screen now. Basically, we talk for the moment. I'm still looking at the potential that we're actually starting this C wave to the downside, and what I'd be looking for within this. We were talking about this. There's a simple way of looking at it, which would be looking at this move as having an extension, where this becomes a 1 flat for a 2, 3 zigzag for a 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially a completed 5-wave structure here. So if we're looking at this as a bigger 5-wave move, this green 5-wave move here, effectively depends on where we get a rejection off of. We can see over here that there is potential to come back up and test this zone and get rejected off of here, in which case we could either have further extension, or this could be a 1-2 with a very shallow wave 2. But the typical zone we'd be looking for this 23,900 to this 23,480, 430. Sorry, that would be our zone we actually look to move into, and then look to break to the downside. So the target zone, if we do move up to the 618 line over here, this 23,670 zone, this would actually be 21,154. So, it would be quite a substantial drop that would come here if we are looking at this option. And we'd want to see confirmation of that, both with the volume and with the shape of the decline. We'd want to see this get quite vertical in its decline. We wouldn't want to see a sideways movement like this. We'd want to see this actually start to get some legs to the downside here for confirmation. So that's what we'd be looking for. If we move above this 24,255, it would invalidate the chance of us actually breaking down in a 5-wave structure here. And then basically we would be invalidating this move. The target zone I've got plotted out here just off of the fibs is potentially this 20,935 to this 20,589. This would actually bring us into the zone here of this previous 4th wave. And like I said, the 382 is down here at this 20,354 if it does overextend. The maximum we'd really want to see it go is down here towards this 19,490 area. So this would be like the deepest we'd want to see this travel as a 4th wave. Though ideally it would come back into this zone of this previous 4th. So I mean this would play out quite nicely if it does happen as it is marked out here. The other way we're looking at it is that we've actually already initiated the 3rd wave, and I just need to turn the other one off. So there's two ways that we can look at this. So we can either look at this. So this is counting it slightly different, and we'd have to count when we were counting this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then potentially this was becoming our third, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then potentially this fifth wave was we were looking for lower down. So it is possible that we are still within this orange fourth wave here, and as long as we stay below this zone of this 23,204, we can argue that we actually could still look for a drop here, where this either becomes a triangle potentially, something like this, where we don't break this high point here at this 23,161, and then we actually start form a triangle in this shape, in this manner like this, where we actually look to play around on the central line here, potentially look to move up, retest it, break it, retest it, and then look to break down. That's something that could actually play out here. We could get something like this where we just bounce around in this zone and then look to continue down. So if that's the case, effectively we could still be in this fourth wave. I wouldn't want to see it get too big, but it is still not that far out of proportion to this if we're looking at it as a 1-2. So, we can still see this play out. But like I said, moving above this 23,204, effectively that would invalidate the potential that we're still within this fifth wave, and we'd have to argue that this is completed here. The problem with this is it wouldn't have reached this 1.618, which is this typical third wave of this teal move here. So, we would have to then argue that potentially we are getting some further extension here. Either this is just a corrective structure and it completes into here, or we can argue that this is a 1 and we're going to come back up for a 2. So if we do actually move back up higher here and validate this, we'll move above this 23,204 and this zone here of this 23,228. It is still possible we move up into this blue box area here, and then we actually look to break down again. If we do move up into here and we get rejected off of this zone here, we can see here the golden pockets right on this consolidation as well. So if this does move up here and then actually face rejection, we could potentially look to break down deeper. And then, like I said, we'd be looking at that then as a 1-2 again, potentially, which would indicate that we're actually having a much deeper retracement here. So we'd have to be careful with this one. It is possible that this could start to break down. And just for argument's sake, if we did get rejected off of this zone here, effectively for an impulse we'd be looking for this 21,611, and for a 1-to-1 would actually bring us down here to this 22,241. So that could be a zone actually, if we're going to look at this as maybe just extending down to that 1-to-1 and not actually becoming a bigger impulse, then effectively that would be this 22,241 area. But ideally, if we're going to get an extension like this, we'd be looking at it as a deeper extension for wave 3 of 3, which would potentially look to target out this 21,611 for confirmation. But we don't have that playing out yet, so we need to see how this does play out. For the time being, like I said, my initial thing that I'm looking for is to see whether we are still within this fourth. If we get just a push up here and we start to get rejected again and push down into this blue box zone, like I said, this 22,304 is the area we're looking at to confirm this third wave. Then what we'd want to see is a move back up here for a fourth, so we can see how this would actually tie in quite nicely to basically testing this channel, moving away, testing this channel again, and then moving away. So this is something we could actually see play out. If we do lose this zone, then we could look for these retests and then potentially to find this further rejection to the downside. So yeah, I mean, for the time being, we need to just see if this does move to the upside here. There's nothing impulsive about this move up as of yet. It could become impulsive where this becomes a 1-2, 1-2, and then we start to move up here and we start to form some bigger structure. But because we've started we'd either say that we started here, or this corrective move could have started here, where this is an A, B, and then a C. Even though this does look like a 5-wave move, we don't have a clear fourth wave if this is a 1-2. So, we're going to have to look at this potentially as just a B wave. And then looking for that push to the upside. So as long as we stay below these points of this 22,715, this 24,144, and finally this 24,253, we need to just bear in mind that this can turn into a bigger structure. Like I said, even if we count this slightly different, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 into this low point here, we can still actually look to retrace quite deep in here and still not invalidated. If we're looking at that first 5 wave move, the invalidation only comes by crossing that 24,253. So, we just got to be a bit careful with this one. It could actually look to get some legs to the downside. Alternatively, like I said, we could develop a 5 wave move to the upside, so we're going to just have to give it a bit of time and see how it plays out. One other thing that I was looking at the charts today, and I was thinking, this is not impossible either, where we've actually had something like this play out as an A, this as a B wave. Potentially, this could become something like this for a C wave, and then effectively we look for another 3 wave move to the upside, much like with the diagonal, um, and then actually look for that E wave to the downside again. So, this could be something that actually plays out. So we'll have to be careful if we start to see that move playing out for that diagonal. Um, we'd have to just keep in mind that it could be something like this as well. This becomes an A, B, C, D, E, and then effectively what I'd be looking for, if we do have a bigger structure like this developing, I would be then looking to pair it up rather with this bigger wave 4, um, and then we'd be looking for this 5th wave to actually push to the upside from completion. We don't have confirmation yet. If we do move back up in a D wave here, and we fail to break above this B wave high, then effectively we could have something like this play out. Except, well, basically, yeah, we'd want to see this retracement then for this E wave. Like I said, we'd have to be careful here because we can argue that we also having that diagonal play out. So it's going to be a bit tricky to see how this one actually does play out if we do get another 3 wave move to the upside, because it could make another 3 wave move down, find support, and actually look to continue this move up with a 5th wave to the upside here. So, we'll have to give it a bit of time. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. We're always happy to hear from you. In the description below, you'll also find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It is free to join. Once you're in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. In the description below, you'll also find affiliate links to BYBIT and PrimeXBT, great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. They do have deposit bonuses, so check out the information below. If you meet those requirements, then they have a bonus which you get. Also, using the affiliate link does help us out as a channel. So, if you haven't got an account and you want to get one, using those affiliate links does help support us, and we do appreciate it. Okay, everyone, I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see each other in the next one. Take care out there.